All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into the Met Gala. So first of all, shout out to the Met Gala. Last night was a great day for female rap. Okay, a lot of the main girls, female rapper girls, came out to the Met Gala. I know their fans were really excited. Everyone's talking. Who had the best looks of the night? Who had the worst looks of the night? And we're just going to talk about our favorite girls that we talk about here on the platform, all right? So this year's Met Gala, the theme was, let's get to the theme, okay? The theme was super fine, tailoring black style, inspired by the Costumes Institute's spring exhibition. The dress code, tailored for you, encourages guests to interpret the theme through a personal lens, focusing on menswear and suiting. This is the first Met Gala ever in over 2 decades to focus exclusively on menswear, okay? And so the exhibition explores the history and influence of Black dandyism in the Western world, highlighting how fashion has been used as a tool of both enslavement and liberation. It examines how Black individuals have defined themselves through style, considering issues of assimilation and distinction and resistance, okay? So the Met Gala's tailored for you dress code allows for creative interpretations, with guests expected to showcase a range of tailored suits, unique menswear styles, and bold personal statements. The exhibition and gala will be a celebration of Black style and its enduring influence, okay? So you had everyone there. You had everyone there from A$AP Rocky to Rihanna, Tyla, Lauryn Hill, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Doochii, Doja Cat. So it was a lot of people there. Damson Idris, you know, it was so many people there. Now, we're not going to talk about everybody because we're going to just talk about the girls here. However, I do want to kind of go over some of my favorite people that were there before we get into so much of the girls so far. Let's get into Lewis Hamilton. Looked amazing. I'm not really sure who he was wearing. But he looked great. Bad Bunny looked great to me. Oh, that's Meg. Hold on, we're gonna get to her in a minute. Pusha T looked like he had to shit. You know what I'm saying? But he looked okay. Who else? Is that all I got? Oh, I know I had a picture of Lizzo somewhere. Where the heck is my Lizzo picture? Because Lizzo really looked good to me. I really liked Lizzo at the Met Gala. A lot of people didn't like Lizzo at the Met Gala, but I liked her. Hold on, I want to pull her up because Lizzo looked so pretty to me. People didn't like her wig, but I thought that Lizzo looked great. Here's Lizzo at the Met Gala. Doesn't she look, she looked way better than she looked last year. See, here's Lizzo here. She looked great. Remember last year, she looked like a box of sausage links. So she definitely did her big one this year. Looks a lot better. So shout out to Lizzo. She's losing the weight. She's doing her thing. So shout out to her on that. But let's get to the female rappers, okay? So we had Doochii, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and Doja Cat and Cardi B. That's who everybody wanted to see, at least in our world. That's who everybody wanted to see, and they wanted to, get our opinions on it. So we're going to get into it. First of all, I just want to say, Doochii, to me, she was my favorite. I'm not going to lie. Doochii, to me, was the best. A lot of people didn't agree with that because they felt like her look, her Louis Vuitton look, was super basic, and it was something that you could see her wearing at any time. This feels like pedestrian. People use the word pedestrian. They feel like it's just an everyday wear, and I get it. But to me, I think I'm a little bit biased. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, girl, this is something that I would put on. You know what I mean? I feel like I could wear this and it looks amazing. I love the Louis Vuitton. I like the details and the Louis Vuitton embroidery in her face. I love the hair. I like the cigar. Maybe she could have did like a shoe, like a high heel or something like that. But to me, this was Doochii's element. And I feel like Doochii was supposed to kill this. So I really did like her in this. I did like this. It felt seamless for her, but I could understand why people felt like, all right, this felt too easy. Did you put any real effort into it? But for me, it looks very seamless and polished. So this is why, to me, she was my favorite out of the female rap girls, because everything is cohesive. It's tailored right. It's very much so on theme. It's masculine. It's suiting. She killed it. She killed it to me. I really enjoyed it from her. Now, she was trying to hide the look, okay? She was trying to hide the look at one point. It got so bad that she was trying to hide the look and she had got upset. Let me go to Instagram. She had got upset with her team because she was getting caught by the cameras. Let me show you. Look.
Well, we need another umbrella now. Another one right there. And another one. We need another one.
Another umbrella.
I need 4 fucking umbrellas.
She said, I need 4 fucking umbrellas.
Right there.
Three more umbrellas.
All right, make a path, everyone.
Clear a path. Move. Clear a path here. Clear a path.
I will not.
You look great.
You're gonna have to move. Clear a path.
Okay. And so she had gave that. Now, I'm not going to hold you. And y'all know I like Doochii. This look didn't require all that cursing. This look didn't require that box, that tent. It didn't require none of that. I get it, the Met Gala's all for dramatics and avant-gardeness and all the shit shows and shenanigans. However, you didn't need to run and hide in a box for this. And I love the look, but it was way too extra for you to give all that to just come out in a tailored short set suit. Because now you see how I flipped. Now it's just a short set. Because you did all of that. I'm expecting a train, diamonds. I don't know what I'm expecting. But I'm definitely not expecting a short set and a cigar for you to be cursing and walking in a box and having everybody escort you out like you the president. Now, Doochii, you tried it. Now, she's under fire, too, because a lot of people feel like she's really talking to her. She's getting really, they feel like she's only been famous for 3 months. And they feel like after the 3 months, it's really gone to her head. She's cursing the team out. It's a lot going on. So listen, here's my thought on that. I understand when it's a lot going on. It's nothing personal. I'm just saying, hey, it's a lot moving on. I need the fans. Get me the fucking umbrellas. I need everything. And don't let this motherfucker drop. I'm not mad at you. It's just a lot going on. I'm on edge. I'm irritated that they caught my picture. It's too many people, cameras here. We need to be on one accord, and I need to be a little bit of a dictator right now. So I'm not faulting her, but people are kind of turned off because they feel like she's kind of nasty. And I just kind of feel like maybe she just was a little stressed out because she was really trying to hide this look. The only other thing I could think of, though, is perhaps maybe she was hiding the look because, it really wasn't like a wow moment. So she needed to add a layer of dramatics to it. And perhaps the box and the curtain and the 4 umbrellas was the curtain. I mean, was the drama that needed to go with the outfit, because had she just walked out in this, maybe people would have said, hey, is Doochii going to get ready for the Met Gala? Or is she leaving and going home? Because throughout the weekend, she's kind of had on the same look. You know what I'm saying? So if we go to Doochii's page, let's go to her page. And listen, I like the look, but I'm just saying, I was on her page, and she tagged the stylist. And when you look at the outfit, I mean, it's not much different from what she's kind of been given. This was just the day before, so she could have wore that to the Met Gala. You know what I'm saying? So people are kind of feeling like, okay, what did you want me to do with this? I loved it. She looked amazing, but it's not as dramatic as people would think, because it's something that you could see her in on a regular day. She looks more high fashion in some of these other photos, and the Met Gala is where you're really supposed to bring it. You know what I mean? Like, she could have brought it like this somehow in some sort of suiting, but she didn't. But a lot of these look more high fashion than her Met Gala look, so I think that's why people are just kind of like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. However, I do love Doochii, but the drama with the curtain and the box and all of that, it kind of brings it down for me a little bit, because it was like, girl, you did all of that and it wasn't this grand all reveal. Like, you didn't need to carry on like that, and it's no shade. So we're gonna ding her for that, but other than that, she was on point. Okay. Who else do we have? We had Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion was on the scene. Okay. Megan Thee Stallion, to me, now that we've looked at what you were supposed to come as, Megan Thee Stallion completely ignored, in my opinion, the theme. Does she look great? Absolutely. A lot of people didn't like the hair. I love the hair. It's whimsical, it's cool. And I like the train with the dress. A lot of people said, Megan Thee Stallion looked like she was going to the prom. Megan Thee Stallion looked cheap. I didn't feel like she looked cheap at all. I just felt like it wasn't on theme, so people didn't resonate with it. And a lot of people just don't like Megan Thee Stallion right now. But let's get into some of the details of her outfit. Let's see. Let's go to Instagram. Let's see. Ooh, did she block me? Hold on, child, because I can't find her. Oh, here she go. She looks great. And she's wearing Michael Kors. Couldn't get Michael Kors if you was in Michael Kors. She looks good. Was it on theme? I don't really know if it gave theme, but she looks great. That was the inspiration there. This is her at the party. This is her at the after party. Megan Thee Stallion looks good. She looks really, really good. Was she one of the best outfits of the night? No, just because she just wasn't one thing to me. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't give it that, but she looked fantastic. Who else was there? We had Cardi B. So here's Cardi B. I liked Cardi B's look. It's not my favorite look, but I love the details on it. The material looks real expensive, okay? I love Cardi B's hair. I love Cardi B's makeup. To me, I don't really get the masculine reference other than the fact it's a suit. Maybe I'm missing something with, the black style. It's okay. Like, it's not bad. To me, the back of the dress is much better. Let me see if Cardi B posted any pictures of the outfit. Let's see. No, she didn't. She didn't post any pictures. Oh, did she posted them here? She didn't post them much on her page, though. I wonder why she didn't post them on her page. So let's go to Twitter, because I posted the back of the photo, the back of the picture. The back looks great. I love the way it's cinched in the waist here. I love the hair, the asymmetrical kind of like U-shaped bob. I love this. Like, from behind, it's a masterpiece. In the front, it's a little busy for me, but I don't hate it. I mean, I think Cardi B, when we're looking at this outfit, we know her to be one of the fashion girls, but I think when I'm seeing this, it gives me, you're safe. It's a safe look. It's a safe, like if we were in a competition, she wouldn't have won the competition, but she wouldn't have lost. She'd be safe. It was cute. It was good. She passed. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing to run home and scream about, but it also wasn't anything to drag about either. You know what I mean? And for me, this is one of the first time in a long time that Cardi B's hair looked right. Cardi B is always, to me, falling short in the hair category when it comes to Met Galas. However, she looked good. I have nothing really bad to say about it. She looked good. Is it my favorite? No. But is it trash? No. She looked good. I don't think any of the ladies so far looked a mess. Then we had Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj looked amazing too. A lot of people went up for Nicki. Let me see if Nicki posted on her page. Let's see. Okay, so here's Nicki. So, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like this much better than I like the original outfit here. But Nicki was definitely in theme and she added her own feminine touch to it. What I like about Nicki is Nicki really understood how to sell the garment even if she was uncomfortable. A lot of people on Twitter was trying to kill me because I said I didn't like the bra or the corset showing outside of the dress. And in the sketch, it really wasn't made to show like that. But I could tell that Nicki in the beginning was a little uncomfortable. So this tells me everything I need to know. When she posts this picture as the leading picture without the top hat part on there, she actually liked this better. But to me, this felt like she would have been more in theme, and it wasn't. If she would have posted it just like this, people would have called it boring, even though this is cleaner, and to me, it's nicer. But for the avant-garde Met Gala effect, she needed to do the flowers, the top, but I think that top was giving her hell. And I don't know if it was actually supposed to show the shoulder, like show the strap like that, or if that was just an adjustment that they made at the last minute. That was the only thing I didn't like about it, but at the waist, it was great. The dress looked great to me. She looked amazing. Face looked flawless. She looked good. I mean, it looked, and what I liked about her the most is this picture here. She really knew how to sell it and get into her mood. You know what I mean? So Nicki, we love when we can see Nicki come outside because people get excited about her. She came to show up. She came to get in theme. She performed really, really well. She looked great. The only thing I did not like about it was the strap showing. I actually prefer just the white corset with the dress, and I didn't really like the boots that she had with it. However, I think the boots is because she needed the extra height for the dress, so we'll go ahead and scrap that and break that even. I just wish we wouldn't have seen the boots, but I guess when you're walking up some stairs, you don't really have a choice. So we'll let the boots ride because she probably needed the height. But for me, I think this is a good look. Would I say it's one of Nicki's best looks? No, but I don't feel like this Met Gala theme in general really called for any of the girls to give their best looks. I think honestly, while it is for Black people, while it is celebrating us and, men's style, which is amazing, it was a bit boring overall. It wasn't the most exciting theme. So the girls had to do what they had to do, based on what they were given to work with. And I feel like they all rose to the occasion for the most part. So, Nicki Minaj, she ate that. She did a good job. She came out at least. She came out, her fans were excited, she looked great, and then she sold the product. You know what I mean? So shout out to her for that. Face looked flawless, skin looked great, and I'm glad that she came and showed out. Now, one of the worst outfits for me, completely terrible, trash. Doja Cat. Doja Cat looked a god-awful mess. Now, I know a lot of the gays really love this because this is kind of what they give, but I just feel like I can go to any vintage store and feel like I can just go and find this. This feels very VMA inspired. I feel like I'm not going to the Met Gala. She's about to go to the VMAs, or I feel like she's about to, this is giving a performance outfit. I just don't feel, I feel like this is giving a night out on the town for Doja Cat, a superstar. And I'm also feeling like I'm looking at Lady Gaga here, So to me, I get the 80s inspired kind of like suit with the pinstripes, but also it's giving leotard at the same time. I love that, but at the same time, it feels like, girl, you can get this. I'm looking for things. When I see these celebrities at these Met Galas and they get these custom pieces, I'm kind of looking for some stuff that I'm like, that's going to blow me away, that I just feel like I wouldn't be able to see on an average person or even on you in an average weekend or average performance. I feel like Doja Cat, I feel like this is like a regular day for her. You know what I mean? And not to mention, she looks crazy as hell with that fox on top of her head. Makeup looks like a clown. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's too hard. Doja Cat is ugly. She looks a mess. A very hard look. You know what I mean? And I'm not entertained. I'm not loving it. And, it's very basic to me. I don't like the front part. I don't like anything about Doja Cat. I think that this looks like a skunk on the top of her head. She looks crazy as hell. She looks like she's trying to be Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, and Doja Cat all at the same time. Mixed with Grace Jones. I'm bored with it. I'm not flabbergasted. I'm not gagging. I actually feel like it looks like it stinks. The top of her head looks like it stinks. I don't understand why she tried to do this natural hair piece. It looks a mess. The Ronald McDonald clown makeup, I'm afraid and I'm offended. It's a hard eye and a harder lip. And for me, none of it goes together. I feel like she's going to be a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race or at best a judge, okay? This looks like she's about to walk the runway and sing, I Am Every Woman and lip sync for her life. Doja Cat, Shantae, you do not stay. You have been eliminated and never do this again. Now, I know some people, they love it. They love it because they like the shoulders, but, just turn on your TV on Friday night and you can see, drag queens across the world dressed like this any day. So Doja Cat, this is a chop for me. You look a mess. The hair looks like it stinks. And your face looks like, a clown makeup. It's awful. I hate it. Another person that looked a mess, in my opinion, was our uppity princess, Tyla. Face is beautiful. Beautiful face. But we know that already. But where the hell was the iron? Or the steam? Should this have been foiled up like a bag of ruffled potato chip? Why? And I get it. She was trying to give like the men's like button down shirt. But to me, as uppity as she is, this fabric, and I'm sure it's expensive, but this fabric shouldn't feel and look as cheap as it does. This looks like, any random contestant going out for, Project Runway came and, threw this on. Any independent designer in New York or LA just can go and run to the garment district and said, hey, you know what, Law? I got a perfect outfit for Tyla. Let's just throw it on her. Looks a mess. This looks very, very, very amateur. And I don't know if it's supposed to fit. Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom of that. Hold on. It's not even finished. I don't know. Maybe that's the style. But I just feel like for an uppity African princess like that, she shouldn't have came out there that wrinkle with the frayed edges like that, the thread coming out like that. She looks a mess. She looks like she was sitting over there rolling around in water, girl, and then came out and said, okay, it's time to go to the Met Gala. I feel like Law only focused on matching her hairstyle and not really matching the outfit. Her and Law had the same kind of haircut. They focused more on the face and the hair than they did the damn outfit. This outfit is a mess. Tyla, you look a mess, okay? And absolutely,
shit gonna get ugly, okay?
I don't know who's worst, her or Doja Cat. Now, you know what? Actually, I put them in the same boat and sent them off together, if you ask me. So Tyla looked a mess. Doja Cat looked worse. And then if you look at it from one end, that's the case. But then if you look at it on the other end, Doja Cat looked a mess and Tyla looked like hell. You know what I mean? So either way, they both look like trash. And, I just wasn't interested in it. But expensive trash. You know what I mean? Like, obviously more expensive than what you or I can afford. But at the same time, who wants to be in all these expensive garments and then it looks a mess like that? Not me. But I don't know. So then we were discussing who in what order was the best looks, okay? For the current girls right now. And I said Doochii, Nicki, Megan, Cardi B, and Doja Cat. But that was until, okay, somebody else had entered the chat. And that somebody else was Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill came in like a straight mob boss, okay? Lauryn Hill came in eating the girls up for the female rappers, okay? Lauryn Hill really did her big one with this. Lauryn Hill looked sickening. She looked comfortable. And when I saw this, I said, oh, this is what I wanted Doochii to give. This is what Doochii should have gave. So Lauryn Hill actually sunned Doochii and made Doochii look like her child, okay? And so Lauryn Hill looks a little crazy as hell here. Casca sharp than a mother. But that doesn't count. What actually count is the movement, because this could just be a bad picture, because Lauryn Hill absolutely looks dead. Okay, have you ever look at that? Like Lauryn Hill looked crazy in that photo. However, in real time, she looked amazing, and I feel like that is what I felt like I wanted Doochii to give. So now and then on top of that, Doochii carried on the way that she did with that box like that. So we have to drop Doochii down another notch. So for me, it would go Lauryn Hill, Nicki Minaj, Doochii, because you did all of that and it wasn't this big of a reveal. And then Lauryn Hill came and showed me what I feel like what I realized I wanted you to give. So it made Doochii look basic a little bit. So I'm going Lauryn Hill, Nicki, Doochii, Cardi B. And at first I had Megan Thee Stallion, but Megan just completely ignored the theme. So I'm going Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. And then, of course, Doja Cat at the end, because what the hell is that? The only thing I wish Cardi B would have done is sold it more. Cardi B gave like she didn't really want to be there. She wasn't really excited. She looked tired. I don't know what it was with her, but her energy was a little off to me. So Cardi B came in at a strong number 4. She just looked like she was just showing up just to do something, but it really didn't look like she was selling it or feeling her outfit that much. Doja Cat looked a mess. Nicki gave a lot of energy. That's why I'm putting Nicki back at number 2. Doochii gave way too much energy to under-deliver, so she got dropped down. Meg said to hell with it, so she got dropped down. And Lauryn Hill came through like a big boss in the end, and so that's why I put her at number 1, okay? So those are my thoughts on that.
Shit gonna get ugly, okay?
Okay? Now, we also played a game and we talked about face cards, okay? The girls are getting into the face of it all. Whose face? Hold on. Let's get into the face card of it all. Because, we played the fashion game. Now we're going to play the makeup game. I'm going to be honest with you. First of all, look at Doja Cat. Doja Cat looks crazy as hell. She's absolutely the worst face. But you know what? That's kind of the clear side on her, really showing up heavy. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you're, you know what I'm saying. The clearer side, it kind of takes over, and sometimes it starts to really bring you down and age you quickly. Megan Thee Stallion, flawless beauty. You know what I mean? We got a little something going on there, but she looks really good and she has youth on her side. Doechii has really clear skin. I'm giving Doechii a strong second. Cardi B, I do like her makeup. However, if I'm putting her against Nicki Minaj in these photos, Nicki Minaj is 41 or 42, and we don't know Nicki Minaj to have a lot of plastic surgery. So you're gonna kind of see the age a little bit here and here. But the problem is we've known Cardi B to have a lot of facial contouring and plastic surgery. The issue is not really so much the issue, but Cardi B and Nicki almost look the same age, or Cardi B look a little bit older than Nicki in the face, and she's about 10 years younger. So I'm giving the face card to Nicki and Doechii. Now, I don't know if this is a real fair battle because Doechii has youth on her side, but then Nicki, at the same time, with the age, is still being able to sit these girls. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give the face card to Nicki just because, I'm gonna be honest with you, her being older than all of these girls and still being able to sit with these girls. Doochie's in her early 20s. Cardi B's in her early, maybe to mid 30s. Doja Cat, Megan, they're like 30 at best. To me, the prettiest faces, I'm going Doochii, Nicki, Megan, Cardi, Doja Cat. I think Nicki has these girls beat in the face department. It's no shade. And it's not that these girls are not beautiful, but I think that for Nicki to be 10 to 15 years older than a lot of these girls and being able to sit next to these girls in the face category, naturally, even with when you don't even have father time on your side, you could see the age a little bit showing. The fact that you have Cardi B that has visibly gotten a lot of work done to her face, I don't know if that's actually aging her more. You know what I'm saying? Like, too early. Cardi B looks a lot older than I feel like she should right now. So that's why I gave it to Nicki over Cardi B. Nicki and Megan Thee Stallion, I think that it's a preference thing. But I'm just giving it to Nicki because these other girls have youth on their side and Nicki's still being able to stand next to them. So there might be a little age bias there, but still. And if I'm being nitpicky, you could see the age a little bit on Nicki, but Nicki has clearer skin than Megan Thee Stallion. It's no shade. So I had to give it to Nicki there. Doechii and Nicki's a toss-up, so you can go one for one, but overall, I'm going to get into the age bias, and so that's why I gave it to Nicki. And Doja Cat's face just looks like a damn clown, so absolutely not. So there's that on that. What else? That was pretty much it. I would like to know what you guys' thoughts are. Who do you think had the most sickening mug? Who do you think outfit was the best? What is your order and why? All right. So let me know in the comments below. And until next time, keep that same energy and we'll see you soon. Peace out.